What's up, everybody? This is Muchilla's Review. I'm Moochie, and I got Mo Dot J with us, and we got some other people coming, and we just gonna do a little first reaction to "We Own the City" Part 4. Now, a lot of things is getting people say what's up. What did you
Oh,
think of the episode, Mo Dot?
I was just gonna say this is part 5, right? 4. It was
No, Part 5. You're
5.
right.
Okay.
Part
Yeah,
5.
that's.
My
I just
bad.
wanted to make it's part 5. But I thought it was pretty good because we're starting to see it all come together now. Everything we've been hearing. Okay, now we get to that
Exactly.
end goal.
We starting to see everything come together. People are being exposed. It's just everything is not going as according to plan. And they're still talking, even though they know they're under investigation. That's the crazy part to me.
Not only that, they know they were under investigation, but if you knew you was under investigation, you would know that my phones are probably tapped or something. And the whole time they were recording Gondo through his phone when he heard him and Jamel in the car. I was just like, man, this is all bad.
And then they went a second step where they when they had them in there, they started telling on each other.
Yep.
So that was the crazy part to me. They were spilling at once they heard someone. To me, they did classic interrogation with them.
Mm-hmm.
Classic interrogation. They said, "Oh well, this person said this," and they started telling on each other. These two was going in.
Oh, he told you that? Well, let me tell you what happened here. Like,
Exactly. What did you think of all of that?
I really didn't expect to see Mamadou and Jamel to go against it. Now, maybe I could Ward. I thought he would have been the weakest one out of all of them, and he would have been the one to be more of exposing what everyone was doing. But
Right, because he
Jamel
didn't
and
take the money.
yeah, he didn't take the money. So now it's looking like, okay, maybe he really didn't take the money. And he was just still in the overtime. So I thought he
Right.
would have been the one that was going to tell everybody, but these two, they got in there and they both just whatever you need to know on them. He was like, oh, he told you that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that robbery, you see Jamel even tried to get out of one and said, I don't remember that one. They were like, yeah, we got a recording of you talking about it. He said, oh, that one. Okay, yeah, yeah.
That was ridiculous. That part was ridiculous. Like it's like unbelievable how they was telling on each other,
Yeah, I
and they
was.
was bringing more people in. They was adding more people in the mix that they ain't even know about.
Adding in people and then adding more onto the story. Like even the guy, what was his name? Richardson, or I forgot what his name, but the one where they went to the house and they took the 50,000 from him, he
Oh
was like,
yeah,
there
they
was
didn't
way
even
more
know
money.
about that one.
Yeah.
They didn't even know about that one, and they was like, "Well, since you talking about this, well, let me bring up that
Yeah, it
and
was
how
just
nice the guy's house was." It was crazy. It was this whole episode. Everybody was being exposed for the the thieves that they are, and
hmm
that's just straight up. They even brought in this guy too. And he's a commissioner now. Well, not a commissioner. My bad.
yeah, he
They
was a
brought him
former,
in.
wasn't he? Like the
Yeah,
vice
he is
commissioner or
he's
something.
the deputy commissioner. I was
Yeah.
right. Okay. He's the deputy commissioner. They brought him in when he was a colonel on how he went down to that scene because Jamel shot 3 people in 1 year. He was just
Janelle's
like,
wilding out.
yeah, he was like a cowboy. Let me go to the chat and see what people think of the episode. What's up, Karen? Karen Jones. Hey,
What's going
Kendall.
on, Karen?
Hey, BB Boja. All right, so we got a couple of people coming in because
Because
I did
even
share it to Facebook. I didn't do my normal thing. I'll share it to Twitter, and I think everybody is still kind of watching it. So maybe that's why we a little behind. But with him, when he brought him in, all of this is basically you got a whole dirty unit down from the lieutenant, from the colonel to the lieutenant. It's just all of them is dirty.
Yeah, so that gives us a little more of the picture of why Jamel was suspended for 2 years. They put him under investigation, but it was suspended with pay. So
Exactly.
yeah,
He was suspended with pay, and he they put him back with a dirty unit after that. Like, okay, we're gonna put you amongst the rest of your thieves. And then it got to the point now where even if you're a homicide cop, the public doesn't want to help.
yeah, you can't. I mean, you can't talk to them at all though, because all they see is an officer out there with a badge. So, I mean, anything you tell homicide is still basically snitching too. I mean, even though this guy is a civilian and where you live in that neighborhood, I'm not telling anything.
Yeah, that was crazy. Pretty good. I think you got to come out and come back in again because it's saying you're not connected. All right, bros. Yeah, I had problems getting on mine too because I didn't finish watch. I went back to watch the other episode and I didn't finish, and then it had to play through and then go to number 5. So okay. Oh, thanks, bro. You my first super chatter. Ow. This is my first super chat. Thank you. Okay, now with we already said that like you like the fact that everyone was snitching in this episode. Everybody was snitching. And they didn't even care about the repercussions at this point. And basically they was also saying they gonna ride it till the wheels fall off. Not only was they snitching, they was like, all right, well, we gonna go out like G's with it. What's your thoughts on that, Multi?
I mean, but they changed up. They were like, we're gonna ride it out. And as soon as they got to the end of that line, they said, we telling everything. So for me,
Was it worth it? That's how
7
you
years.
gotta say it. Was it worth it?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how much overtime, how much I would need to do 7 years. Oh no, 7 years, I at least need 1 million. And they didn't even collectively they didn't even have 1 million. So no, it wasn't worth it. No, it
Well, with
wasn't.
no, that's not necessarily true because they was collecting a lot of stuff as far as with how can I say it? They was collecting a lot of stuff with the with the overtime they was getting. So now you stealing time from work as well. You stealing time from work, which you're gonna pay back. They're gonna make you pay that
Yeah,
back.
you're gonna get restitution.
And you robbing the dope dealers. And you robbing straight people. That's where they messed up.
Yeah, because they're gonna be the ones to file all the complaints. Yeah. But I don't know, man, because they were like Mamadou. What do you say? He only made 23,000 in overtime, so I still don't think they were close to 1 million. Maybe everyone together, including like Jenkins and Herschel, because they were still in the big money. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It still ain't worth it though. Even if it was a
I don't
million
know.
dollars.
I feel like Jamel might be up there with them because they was doing jokes on their own too. Remember when he hooked up with his friend in Philly?
Oh yeah, to move the drugs. Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, I believe he made a lot.
still not worth 7 years.
I think. Well, how much time you think would have been sufficient for them?
Well,
Because
for Jamel, he should have got life. He was killing people.
yeah, but I guess that's probably why he was spilling the beans, like he was spilling the beans.
Yeah, probably spilled the beans. So, I mean, if anybody got sued, it wouldn't be him. It'd be the Baltimore Police Department. But shoot, at that point, he was trying to get as much time off as possible because he was probably facing a lot.
Oh, thank you, Karen. Yeah, it just happened this week. And Teddy Haas said they stole over a mil. A milli. What's up, Richard? Yes, I am good. And yeah, where's Pretty Girl? Did she try to come back in? All right. Well, the next part I was gonna get to was how nobody wanted to talk to Sean Suda when he went to that homicide and checked that out. He went to talk to he went to talk to this guy and he asked, was you with these people when they was doing this? And he was like, yeah, I was one of those jump out boys. And he was like letting them know I don't trust you. So I'm not gonna talk to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the perception of them. You just gotta assume all of them are bad. So you're not gonna trust, even if there are some good ones. It's still hard to trust them because they always work for somebody. So if something could get mixed up within the chain of command. So I understand why the old man didn't really believe him. Well, it wasn't
Exactly.
really that he didn't believe him. It was just, hey, I can't trust you just because of where you work. So I think they look at it like we don't think that you're a bad guy, but the whole process is bad.
Right. What's your opinion on when they was talking about robbing the guy Rob, the one with the Impala? Because it's something dawned on me later, but I'll get to it in a minute.
I mean, they just pulled him over for a tail light, and he said Herschel been messing with him for a while. So I can understand like why he felt that way. I mean, obviously because they stole all his money and he lost his job, but there's not one thing that any of these cops do that I'm looking at like, man, that was justifiable or they did a good job. So it was horrible all around.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree because this guy was a hardworking man, and it seemed like Herschel was kind of shooting his shots at him because he lived in a nice area.
Yeah.
He was shooting shots at him like, okay, well, you live in this nice area and this and that. I was like, wow. So you just gonna be just like that?
He does that same move every time. Up, you see that? He hit me, assaulted an officer,
Yeah,
just throw
that
somebody in
really
the
pissed me
handcuffs.
off. When he did that, I was like, I was so upset with like this is a good dude. He did the heating and air conditioning, so you know it's a family man. He he was doing a he's a provider for his household, and it was just crazy how he did how he did rob. It was just messed up. Now my
Yeah.
next thing, he took his whole paycheck, yo.
He left him
His
50.
whole paycheck. And then that they only said that he only checked in $50. So he took the
Yeah.
whole six and everything.
What's
I
up,
don't know.
Savannah?
I don't even see her, pretty girl. Oh, there you go. Okay. Hey.
Hey, sorry, y'all.
All
Technical.
right. So look, we already up to where Rob got robbed robbed by Herschel. So we're gonna say just call a spade a spade. He stole his whole paycheck and then locked him up. But if you want to revisit anything before that, you're welcome to it. And the floor is yours, pretty girl.
I'm not sure how far along in the episode this is, but yeah, I was annoyed. I mean, I called him JT from the Five Heartbeats, aka Gondo, and I let him
Mm-hmm.
live for like 4 episodes. So you back to JT now because you singing like him, like bruh, like him and Jamel, like why y'all
Oh,
really just y'all just really just volunteering this information. Like they remind me of like the old telling all the stories to nephew. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what is the point of like all this snitching? I don't get it. But yeah, that aggravated me. But it is what it is. They cop, so I
they
ain't
was
mad too
just
much
telling
though.
everything, right?
Everything.
Mm.
But that's all right now. And
Okay, and what are your? Oh, go
Jamel's
ahead.
lawyer.
Yes,
Sorry, his lawyer paying $500 an hour
an hour,
to run your
and he
mouth,
ain't do
and he ain't
nothing.
speaking. You might as well
He
have
was
a
like,
public
"What do I
defender.
have you here for?"
And
He
what you
not even
singing
saying,
though?
"Don't say that. You can't say that." You know how some lawyers be right on it, right? Where you doing too,
Exactly. Like, hold up. They get the hand come, no
But I
hands.
think I because I remember when you guys when he mentioned I'm not going to pay a lawyer 500, but they said they needed a lawyer present for this part, so I thought it was just him making a joke towards the DA, like, and I'm supposed to be paying you 500. That's why he didn't get a lawyer. I think that's just like a public defender. I don't think that's a
Oh, so
paid
he just
lawyer.
got a
I hope
public
so.
defender?
Yeah, because if you remember, he was when he first went there, he said, "I'm not paying 500," and then they said he would they would appoint him or he needed a lawyer for the next part. So I think this
Right.
may just be a public defender, and that's why he was telling the lawyers. I mean, yeah, the DA, what would I pay you $500? You see what I'm saying? Like he's just making a joke,
Okay.
like
I get it.
I'm gonna tell everything anyway. So
But yeah, you don't need no lawyer. You even need representation because representation is normally to defend you. You don't need defending because you tell it.
yeah, see, so that's what I took it as. He was saying, "I'm not gonna pay you $500 when I'm gonna tell everything." So
Okay. But yeah,
Do you
that's
think?
all.
Let me ask y'all this question, because being that this is true, do you think that he went in there with the intentions on telling once he got caught and once he saw Wayne in that hallway? Because remember, Wayne was already telling him don't say anything.
yeah, I think once they all got caught, Jamel and Mamadou, I think from what I was reading, they both went in there and they were going to plead out. So I think
Right.
they were cooperating from the beginning.
So
Yeah, I
he
guess.
was going.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You got it.
No, I'm saying, I guess, I don't know if I missed anything, but I guess it depends on the conversation they initially had with the feds. If they said, hey, as much as you give us, we'll knock some time off. So if that conversation was had, then I could see, you guys, you know, telling, but yeah, it's a lot.
That whole thing was crazy to me.
Yeah, because let me see. I think,
That whole thing was crazy to me with how they actually sat there and really told on each other, and then they was telling stuff that they didn't know about.
It reminded
And
me of The
to me,
Wire.
for them to be police officers, it was like they went through classic interrogation where, well, this person said this about you. And then he's like, oh, really? He trying to suck up to Jenkins. And let me tell you this.
High
yeah, so
school.
I was going over the notes. So it was Gondo. When he went in first, Jamel was like one of the last one. But Gondo, he actually went in there. His lawyer was trying to spin it that the government was using him as a cooperating witness. So that's what they were
Right.
trying to do with him. And Jamel, he didn't get a lawyer till it was almost time for sentencing, and they were trying to get the 3 years. But the judge said, "Nah, you need 7."
And
Okay.
Gondo living in an apartment. Boy, you need to have a house on that money you had.
Thank you.
Let me be quiet. Go ahead.
Now, my next question, my next question is how he keep doing this and getting away with it? Talking about Jenkins. Oh, you struck a police officer. Like, come
Herschel
on. Yes,
or Jenkins?
Herschel.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
was like his classic MO.
trigger.
Well,
Oh, you hit a cop.
I guess for Herschel, everyone was going along with it because he was right up under Jenkins. So you know how they all just follow whoever's in charge, and if he
Right.
says it, we getting money with him. All right, but most of them
But
they
he
seem like,
bothered this guy more than once.
yeah,
Yeah.
So it was like he was gunning for him. It's just messed up what happened to him because of his lies. He lost his job and everything. What are y'all thoughts on this? And then I'm gonna go to the chat and see what everybody else is talking about.
Well, I think one of the things too, I could tell with Herschel specifically, he didn't like when black men lived in good neighborhoods. Because you remember when he pulled over Charles, he was like, nice neighborhood. And then he said the same thing to this gentleman. So I guess, they feel a way like, oh, you know what I'm saying? You a working class man, you doing, the right thing. They didn't like that. And then when they went into the mansion to get the other dude, I could feel like he was low key hating. So, they
Definitely.
really have a problem with that. It's damn if you do, damn.
Definitely.
yeah.
Now my next thing is, hold up, let me. What's up with? What did y'all think about Sergeant Al's bringing his son on a robbery.
Yeah,
I'm like, what the heck?
I didn't understand that because when Jamel was saying it was like bring your kid to work day, I thought he may have been a low ranking officer or something. I didn't know he was an actual kid that
Literally.
just came along on this.
Nepotism
I'm
at
like,
its
what
best.
the heck?
But I guess he was like, well, I ain't gonna be able to steal for too much longer, so you gonna need to keep stealing, boy.
This is how dad brings home that extra money.
See that PlayStation you got? You gotta work for it now.
Yo, I was like, no, he didn't bring him. What if things went left? Like, you really, it's like, to me, he thought he was invincible.
Yeah.
I mean,
He thought he was invincible. For him to bring his son there, that was some crazy ish to me. Crazy.
Yeah.
wasn't that the one where it was 450,000 and only like 350 was
Yeah.
recorded? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I was disappointed. I'm like, I would have
I
put
was
like
like, how
250.
you-
If I'm gonna steal,
And
I'm
you
Oh,
know
I
what
was thinking.
throws
I
you
was
to be.
thinking one.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I went
Go
pretty good little trap. I was thinking if it's 450, we gonna take at least 350. We turn in $120,000. That's amazing.
exactly. I'm like, the math ain't math. If you gonna go for it, go for it.
I'm like, what the heck?
Because it was
Yo?
417 and they reported 350. I'm like, y'all still gotta divide that up? Nah, son.
And then they not only that, to top it off, the last thing they were stealing from each other. That was like you stealing. Not only you stealing, you like, all right, when these two go downstairs, I'm taking more of the more.
No honor amongst thieves. Literally.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was thinking about that phrase too when he spoke about that. When he spoke about that, I was thinking about that phrase too. Now the next thing, they stole so much company time. I mentioned this earlier. I don't know if you was on yet, pretty girl. That's all going to come back on them because they got to pay that money back.
That's crazy. And we over there trying to find money for other things and
They were clocking
Exactly.
hard. They were clocking overtime while they were on vacation.
how y'all put like nobody checked any there was no auditor like what
Nah, because they probably was that's probably before all the computers and stuff came out, where they was doing the time on, like, you know how you just show up and sign
And you
in.
just stamp
Okay, I'm
it.
gonna
Yeah.
add.
no,
I'm
but
gonna
this
add Miss
is
K
the
in.
2000s though.
Dang.
Like I feel hey Miss K, I feel like they was doing that like in the mid 2000s. There was computers and stuff like
Yeah, I feel like that too because I'm going, but it's ways you could do it. It's not like, okay,
yeah.
But you remember he said they had people clocking them in, so they still may have had the you got to
exactly.
actually stamp
I was
in.
just getting ready to say it's
Yeah,
ways around that. So if somebody punching you in,
I thought they said they was doing a time. They was putting something else on the timesheets.
yeah, they was adding certain hours on the timesheet, but they was supposed to start. They said they supposed to start work a certain time, but they wasn't coming into like 10, 11 o'clock.
Right. But when Gondo was explaining to no, the other dude was explaining to
Ward.
Gondo, he was saying that they were putting it in on the timesheet, the hours. So I don't know how that was all working. It didn't sound like somebody else was clocking them in. It sounded like they was submitting certain hours.
Right.
Well, it probably still went through. Say they work, they probably got to submit it to like one of their supervisors, which would probably be Herschel or Jenkins, and then he just signs off on it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's the way he was saying it. He was saying it like the supervisor, he said it's okay. He approved it. So they was going hard with that. And now the FBI is like, oh, we can get them on tax evasion and all kinds of stuff now. So they just made it worse for themselves.
How often do they get paid? Because he said 8K. Was that weekly, bi-weekly,
They probably
monthly?
get paid bi-weekly, but if they clocking overtime every day, and they may make, let's say hypothetically speaking, they make maybe 20 something an hour or something like that. They getting money.
8K one check.
That's crazy.
That's like basically saying you live at work.
Yeah. Because last episode, Jenkins was saying that his base was just as much as his overtime.
Yeah.
Yes. And then not only that, they was bragging about it. It's all crazy to me with this whole episode, with him taking his son to work. That was crazy too, because that could have really went wrong.
Yeah, that was stupid. I don't like how they did with the guy. I don't know if you got there yet, but
what with the H-Town?
The dude with the big house.
Yeah, that was foul with Ronald and Nancy Hamilton. That's their name.
Yeah, Hamilton. I didn't like that because it's like he was treating him like he had to be a drug dealer just because he got a bigger house than him and got more money than him. So you gotta be. Who's the dealer? Who's the give me somebody. And you could kind of look at Gondo and Jamel's face, and they was looking like it don't look like it sat well with them because they could tell he was kind of like racial profiling in a way.
Exactly. That's what I didn't understand. How could all these black men sit there and be like, all right with this? And how do you sleep at night?
They was uncomfortable. You could see there was a little. That scene kind of was uncomfortable for them. But
$8,000 check.
Yeah, if you
right, $8,000 check, you probably sleep like a baby, right?
Yep. You could see it wasn't right. They didn't feel good about it, but they was like, "Hey, this is a part of getting money,"
Yeah, like
we got that
it's the gang to them. Oh man, that was everyone's weekend.
Can somebody read the chat and
I'm looking so far.
Hey Savannah.
Hellos. It's a bunch of hellos.
Okay. Well, what did you think of this episode, Miss K? Because we didn't get your little thoughts on the entire episode.
It was good. It was just just messed up. I feel like almost every episode is just kind of the same. You're just seeing the corruption over and over, just different angles, different stories.
Right.
This one, you're just kind of seeing how everybody, how they're all coming, how they all got caught up and they had to all come in. They getting called in and they got arrested. And then also the interviews, how they were Gondo and Jamel were turning on each other. It was like, what the heck is going on here? So
I was like, I couldn't believe how they was telling on each other like that.
Yeah, and I didn't really know who to believe. I kind of feel like I would believe Jamel more than Gondo because Jamel from the start, when we first saw what was that episode 2, he was like giving it up. So I kind of feel like he wouldn't really, I don't know, hold back on too many things. That's just what I think. But so I don't really know who to believe when it comes to him and Gondo.
Right.
And like he was saying that he been dirty. Like Jamel was saying, Gondo been dirty because he's the one that was down with Brill since they was younger and all of this stuff. So I was like, wow. And I didn't like that situation, how they did with the guy, the one that was coming home and he got his check and then Herschel took his money. And then also he was saying that he just trying to pay his mortgage and his car is about to be repoed. And I'm like, that's so sad. I don't know
that
if y'all
was messed up
at the end that I think that was his car that
was his car getting repoed at that time of the morning.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only shot I didn't get to.
And correct me if I'm wrong, because I feel like, was it a full circle moment? Was it that the same car that Suter was complimenting when the guy was on the street? Okay, because when he was, he was over there.
That was making me want to know, was he there when that happened?
I didn't even catch that. Yeah. What was he where? When
was Suter there when they pulled him over the first time? But I never saw.
No, he wasn't
Suter
there.
Working with Herschel.
No, he wasn't there.
No, he wasn't there.
Yeah. It was Wayne Jenkins' day when he got pulled over.
Oh, he was out of control. But
Suter over there.
Would you believe this guy's attorney the way he was talking?
I know.
Like, riddle me this.
Remember, he was making me laugh when the dude was not saying nothing and he did that You remember how he did that look on the first day when they got him and he's like, do you know who I am? He did that look to the guy when the guy didn't say nothing to him. I was like, Jenkins is a hot freaking mess.
Even
The way
Jamel was
he
laughing
was
at that.
talking, how could he think that somebody would believe that he's an attorney?
Boo Boo the fool.
I'm like, what the heck? And the good part about it was, I think he knew he was bogus because then he stopped talking altogether. When they were sitting in that thing, when they stopped talking all together, he knew it was some bogus nonsense.
When have you ever seen a DA with 3 cops sitting around him in his office? Like, come on, man.
Exactly. I'm like, how?
That's what I was saying. It just looked stupid. It didn't look natural, normal, nothing. I was like, this guy is not falling for this.
Not a
And then the way Jamel was laughing at
it. Gondo is laughing too, like just over there. I'm like, Gondo is straight laughing at this. That's who I saw really laughing. And I'm like, it doesn't make it look real. She just thinks it's funny. And I didn't like how when they went to his house, like he got his feet all on his couch and everything. I'm like,
oh, that was crazy. That was crazy.
God.
I was like, you know how you watch stuff and you get mad too. I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it is, when it got to this part, they knew they was under investigation. And they just was like, all right, well, we under investigation. I'm gonna ride this till the wheels fall off, basically, at this point.
Thug life.
You see, Jenkins was telling it was everybody else.
Pretty girl. Did you say thug life?
Yeah, I did. They thugs. I mean, they got it right across their chest, literally. They just say police, but it's really thugs for them.
You know?
Yeah. You heard the FBI when they was listening to it, they was like,
unbelievable.
This is incredible, yeah.
They couldn't believe how much stuff they was getting, and they knew they was under investigation, and they said it on the wiretap. Like, all right, well, you know, when it ends, it ends. When we caught, we caught.
Can I ask y'all a question? Because we saw a suit over there with the bubble guts when he, you know.
I didn't even. I was gonna get to that. I was gonna get to that, but go ahead.
They showed the scene, but do y'all? Because it seems like, of course, he feels he's guilty. I'm not sure if you think he's feeling guilty because he low key knew things were wrong, or do y'all really think he took the money?
So I was looking at it from both ways. I think he's looking at it as I had a chance to stop him, because I don't think he took the money.
I don't think he did either.
So I'm thinking he's looking at it like, this whole time I was getting signs and everything is starting to add up. Like, Jenkins told me to go search the car. We already did it. Yeah, I don't think he took it. I mean, if he did take it, that would be a good little twist. But
But the only reason why I feel like he may have took it, because remember they tested K, was it K-Stop?
Yeah, K-Stop.
When they tried to test him, he immediately transferred him. But Suter stayed with him for a little bit. So that's the only reason why I'm like, well, okay, if Suter was around him long enough, I feel like he probably did take some money. But I know you was doing research, Mo.J, where I don't want to tell a story, but he ended up, you know, flipping a little bit. So I'm like, I don't know if I don't know. It wasn't clear on my end.
When he had the bubble guts, I was thinking that damn, I hope my thoughts was, I hope he didn't take the money.
What I was looking at when they asked him that, I would have that just makes you look guilty. You just automatically get up. I would have said, "Oh, working with Herschel, I knew something was off. That's why I changed her. Like, you got to separate yourself from."
Yeah, that's what he exactly.
Yeah. Then he went up and got up. You look more guilty.
Yeah, I would have said something to separate. Because now we're looking like, wait a minute, he was with you. Okay. Jenkins worked his way up. You worked your way up to homicide. What did you do crooked to get here, black man? You know that's what they're thinking.
My next thing is when they went to talk to the mayor. Well, before they talked to the mayor. Oh no, let me go back. to discuss Jenkins and how they talked about him being such a family man, but he liked to dip in the chocolate.
Tall chocolate, short chocolate.
Chocolate with a
Like
round
fun
fatty.
size and king size.
Look, he chocolate with a round fatty, like the little ones.
He don't discriminate. Remember he told that last episode, he told, you smell good for a white girl. I'm like,
Yeah, he did not discriminate. You got that right. He did not discriminate.
yeah, but I guess being in, I mean, I don't know the demographics in terms of how much African American is Baltimore, but it seemed like it's a thing because even Herschel, Herschel was in the car one day. He said, you know, the girl, the one with the fat butt, and I'm like, oh, y'all be checking it.
Look, if you around that all day, you're gonna get attracted to that eventually. I guess that's how they saw it. But to me, it's like how you sound racist and then you still want to mess with the black women.
Well, that's kind of like slavery, though, if you think about it.
Oh yeah, they was creeping in the quarters at night.
They wasn't creeping. They were going on down there.
You know that's right. You right about that.
Unfortunately.
Now, my hold up, I'm trying to get this picture.
Yes, he had.
What, like, okay, they say he's a family man. He's a cheater. But I think once he took that maternity leave, that's when they got set to go in and just dismantle this whole unit. Did y'all get that from it? Because that's what I got from it.
Not that you said something, you know, at first I didn't think that far yet, but
no, I'm talking about like after the fact. I'm sitting here thinking about it after, because they went back and showed how they got all of them. Because you saw them all come to the Internal Affairs office, and it was supposed to be for something minor, and it ended up being something like out of control.
I thought they was brought to the office because of all they were being investigated for. They were told it was minor. That was that was to lure them there.
That was to lure them there. Exactly.
Because JT, he had his taco meat all out and whatnot, like he was on a date.
I know, right? Did you see him?
Yeah, I was looking where he about to go.
3 o'clock in the afternoon. Where you going?
Because he looked like he was off of work.
He parked in a superior spot or something. Was it, what type of parking spot he parked in? Lieutenant?
He parked in Lieutenant.
Yeah, I said, is he lieutenant? When he parked up in the lieutenant spot, I said, is he the lieutenant? What's the going on?
No, but he was trying to act like he was, though.
He stepped out from the 70s or something with that outfit on.
Shaft.
I know, it looked like Saturday Night Fever.
At least he went out in style.
All right. I was thinking about all that. I'm like, he about to be arrested with that outfit on and everything.
Okay, we get out.
Pretty girl, you brought up a good point. You brought up a good point when you mentioned how they tested K-Town, or was it you, or was it Pretty Girl, or was it MS.KAY?
Yeah, it was K. What is it?
Okay.
K-Stop.
K-Stop. Because I think
they brought up
won't stop.
K-Stop.
I don't know why I think.
Oh man, here we go.
You know why I say K-Town? Because in Germany they have a K-Town.
Yeah,
that's why I'll keep saying that. My bad.
Were you talking about the Hamilton place?
I'm talking about when they bought in. No, not the Hamilton place. I'm talking about when they bought in. When they brought in the rookie dude, and they gave him a scenario.
Yeah.
Pretty Girl brought that up.
They gave him a scenario like, if we do this, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah.
and he just went straight up and was like, oh, that's effing wrong. Because we don't do that. Upholding the law. We don't do that ish.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good to have them white.
They were like, well, you know what? You can't be down with us.
Yeah. Was this before or after he tested Suter? This was after, right?
Because I think this had to be after Suter was gone. I think
that's what I'm thinking. I feel like y'all would have been more clever than a multiple choice. like a multiple choice. Y'all really gonna do that to him? Like, I feel like I should have been more clever with, either try to set him up or something to figure out if he's good or not. Like I
Yeah.
just feel like that was weird.
So
I
my
guess they
question
can't
is,
take
do
the
y'all
chance.
think that's? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's true.
No, I was just saying. I guess they can't take the chance.
Yeah, because Suda was black, so of course he would be down with it.
Right. Exactly.
We don't know yet, though.
Ain't that something?
Well, my question is, do y'all think Suda had that same test?
No, I thought the car wash was Suter's test.
Yeah, car wash is Suda's test.
I
Okay.
think when he with the black guys, if you notice, he just pretty much throws them in the water.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like he pretty much makes them do something that will incriminate them as well if they decide to tell. So it's like they don't even get a chance to really be like, oh, it's my choice, it's a choice or not. It's like they just be like, here, you gonna take this and I'm gonna take that. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just
Right.
wow. So they don't seem like they get the option.
Which is
So
funny
you think
because
they did something to incriminate themselves, so that way, okay, if you telling me your hands is just as dirty as mine,
exactly.
you participated in this.
Yeah.
Which is never the case. You can still go tell and just say, here, go the money, and you can go tell. But once you start doing it, it's over with for you now. But it's just silly.
Yep. You got a super sticker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on 1 second. Let me.
Ow.
Thank you, Am. How you know I was gonna say that?
It was a wild guess, Mooch.
Y'all know me. Thank you, Am. Thank you, LSW, Am. No, but okay. Then we already talked about it. Pretty girl, you mentioned it. Dude did have the bubble guts. He looked like he was like, when he saw this thing come on the television, it was like, oh, you know, his heart jumped in his stomach, and he had the bubble guts. It's like, all right, look, oh man, I don't really I'm associated with these people.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts about this?
Me or MS.KAY? Sorry.
We're gonna start with MS.KAY.
Oh yeah, I feel like he just really had a really guilty conscience, and to me it just goes to show that he is a good cop at heart. And I like how before all of this hit the fan and it was on TV, how he was explaining to the other dude that homicide really makes him feel good about his job, because when he was doing the drug part, it was pointless to him, because of all the stuff that was going on. Like, he was trying to tell him, like, I saw some stuff, you know what I mean? And so it just didn't seem like he was really doing his job as a cop when he was doing the drug stuff, because he was just as bad as a drug dealer, if not worse.
I agree.
They was stealing stuff and, doing what they were doing. So he just feels more that the homicide is more rewarding for him. So that's what I got out of it. I like him, and I feel like I like Detective Suda. So I hope that everything works out well for him, because I don't know the ending of this whole situation.
Well, this I mentioned it to MS.KAY the other night. I watched the documentary pertaining to this, but I suggest if you watch it, I would watch it after this is all over with, so you can form your opinion. And it's on HBO also, and it's really good. But I feel like if you form your own opinion about it, you'll see what's going on, and it's basically showing Suda's story. That's all I'm gonna say about it, because I want to discuss that more when we get there. Okay, yeah, you think okay? So Tamika says that the car wash was his test.
Yeah, because I remember when Jenkins was at the bar, and he was asking his other colleague, like, can we trust him? Can we trust him? Not too far after that, we saw the whole car wash situation.
Right. Well, I feel like once he went in there, once he saw this on everything on the screen, and like, and then you got your coworkers. Yo, didn't you used to work with Jenkins? I think when he got up and left, like Modad said, that was like that was not
That
a good
giveaway.
look for him
Yeah,
to get up and leave like that.
for
Yeah,
real. You a
So
like
pop.
I
You
gotta
know
go
this.
home and hit the hay. You gotta hit the hay, all right.
yeah, like the guy in the very back watching. That's how I ought to be. I'm like, I gotta watch this nigga Sean now.
Word.
I gotta watch Sean. They ain't pick him up. Yeah, he either working with the police or he might be legit. But as of right now, I can't trust him.
Because I feel like, why would you really have the bubble guts if you really was squeaky clean? Because you see that they was able to convict all these people without you being involved. I just think he maybe have dibbled and dabbled, unfortunately, with the pressures. And now he's probably feeling like, okay, I'm probably going to be in this next string of a situation.
So yeah, that's what I was thinking. Especially when we seen him looking out of his window, it looked like he was reflecting
Yeah,
on something.
Yeah, when he
he
saw
heard
the
a call.
car, right?
Yeah,
I think part of the issue is that he's contemplating whether he should go ahead and speak up and say something against them, as far as testifying.
Yeah,
I think that's what he's struggling with, because you know how it is when cops start talking against other cops. It's like it's taboo. It's almost like you know how they have that code. So I
Yeah,
think
the
that
blue
could
wall
be,
of silence.
yeah, I think that could be another thing, because he could become hated and all of that. So it could be that he either stole the money and he has a super guilty conscience, or it could be that he is facing a decision. Like, I gotta figure out if I'm gonna do the right thing and speak up to about these guys and help them get convicted. I don't know.
yeah,
You know what though? They never showed him steal the money. Steal any money though.
that's the thing. The
Yeah,
suspense is killing me.
yeah.
right.
Hey, me too.
They probably waiting.
Yeah, it could
What's
just
your
be
thoughts,
him.
chat, on do y'all think that Suda was stealing the money too? Put up a number 2 if you think he was. Put up a 1 if you think he's the lone wolf and he was an honest cop.
Yeah, for the fact that he stayed on the squad, I feel like he had to get his hands dirty, because they immediately transferred the white guy. So I just feel like
How long you think he stayed with them?
I don't think long, because I think they referenced how Suter told, well, even Ward told Suter told Ward, like, learn what you can from Jenkins and get out.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I think he stayed as long as he could get. I guess you have to have tenure in certain departments. Maybe he stayed the minimum requirement and then bounce, as soon as he could, without it looking suspicious.
Like
Yeah,
he don't want to look that
Tamika,
obvious, right?
can you highlight Tamika chat? I'm sorry, yeah, her comment. She said, right, my best friend went through that. Yeah. And they will turn on you quick, fast, in a hurry. Yeah.
I
So
believe that.
Yeah, it's like a protection.
Savannah says 2. She says she think he's dirty. Kendall says 1 and I hope not. Teddy Hive says 1. Karen Jones says 2. I say 1. I want to say 1.
Yeah, I don't think he.
I don't think he
did.
was dirty. I don't think he was dirty, but he wasn't a tattletale.
Yeah,
I
I think
think
that's
he
what he's
just.
feeling now. Where
Yeah, I
he's
think
feeling
he's
like
some
I
good.
seen stuff and I could have stopped and prevented all these black men or
yeah,
white, whoever it is, from going to jail, but
Yeah,
I
he
didn't look
did.
more into it.
And you know where he felt the most guilt? When
the
that
plan.
old man got killed
Yeah, because
Mm,
that's
in
the
that
first thing
car
that came to
in
his
that car
mind.
chase.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, because
It's
all
funny
those
that
scenes.
you said that, Modot, because when I was watching it, I was like, and I talk to the TV, so sometimes
Me too.
whoever is around me, they'll just kind of chime in about, oh, what you talking about with this and that. And so I was like, that's a shame that look, it's 2 white cops and about 5 or 6 black cops. That's what I said.
Yeah.
And I said they just letting these white men just take them down the wrong path.
Yeah.
And my son was like, you mean the other way around? Because he thought I was saying, oh, what a shame. He thought I was getting it mixed up, like it's more white cops than black. And I said, no, I said it right. It's 2 white cops. And it's like 5 or 6 black cops. And they're just letting these white men
Yeah.
stare
But
them down.
it's not when you in
Exactly.
there. It's the same in the military. It's not much that you can really do because they can reprimand you for almost anything. So if you want to go along with it, or you get kicked off, you're gonna lose your money, and
Right.
they can do all kinds of things to suspend you. With the power that Jenkins and Herschel had, oh, they be like, oh yeah, we don't want them on there, and then they could have them doing all kinds of options. So they go along with it, but
Right.
And it's strategic because they mentioned numerous times that Allers and Jenkins cherry picked their squads. So
They
Mhm.
did.
they
They
had
picked the
people they knew
dirtiest
what they was
ones.
doing.
Yep. And Teddy Hive said, and they take most of the money. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly what the white man do, taking the most of the money. I'm sorry, I don't mean to, but that's what is going on. They got them doing that, and they don't even get most of the money, and it's okay with them though.
And
Alice
it's
used to
dumb
leave his
because
work desk to go out to the streets.
Huh?
last
Alice used to
episode,
leave his work desk to go out to the street to mess with Mama Doo and Jamel to see what they were doing, so he could try to get some of that money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But
I
my
think
thing
what
is this: they also talked about bringing this investigation to a head and exposing it before Trump got in office, because they felt like once he got in there, it was gonna be like, I guess, do y'all believe it would have been falling on deaf ears, or what's your opinion? And I'm gonna start with Mo Dot.
Um, they all would have been off. Everybody would have got off. That's one reason. Like, I mean, I got the Sergeant Ellers video coming, but it turned out he actually asked for a pardon from Trump. I mean, it
Oh
didn't go
yeah,
through, but
right,
yeah, I think they all would have been off, especially if it was that big of a story when he first got in.
right. So let me ask you this. Oh, next, who? Pretty girl. Your thoughts
no,
on
I
that?
just think, when it comes to situations like these, timing is everything. They mentioned numerous times, if this person leaves this position, we're back at square one. So, like with the whole mayor, if she leaves, then the person that called us here to do this job is no longer here. So it's definitely a time of the essence situation with these, cases, because you don't know what you're going to get, or you do know what you're going to get when the next person that's assuming office is going to assume office. So it's one of those things where you racing against the clock.
Mm.
When they brought the whole paperwork into, um, I guess the commission. What is he? The commissioner. When they
Yeah.
brought it into him, you notice he saw that the person now that was the general that became the deputy commissioner. He saw him in that paperwork. Y'all know, because did you see the look that he gave him?
I didn't peep that.
Yeah,
No.
I did.
I just remember that name Palmier.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I remember is them talking about him. That he was at the time he was a colonel, and then he became the deputy commissioner or something like that. Something like that.
Yeah, I always have my good eye on him. I knew I wasn't
And he
crazy.
was the one that was coaching I think Jamel on the scene when he shot that guy. He was coaching
Yeah.
him. It's always, say that your life was threatened. There's always that same bull. And it's like, y'all don't see that that's a little suspect, that's the same,
Thing
like,
that everybody says,
yeah, it's the same thing.
no matter what state.
But
Yeah.
nobody's checking the checkers, so
Yeah. And then the thing about that whole meeting when she went to the mayor's office, I'm talking about is it Nicole, when she went into
Nicole.
the office and she was talking to the mayor and the chief of police, the commissioner, whoever the heck they are. And the thing that annoyed me was while they were talking about the consent decree or whatever that thing is called, the chick that was next to the mayor was like, brought up budgets, and that was like, here you go. And it's like every time when they start bringing up the budget, it's like, okay, yeah, now we can't do it because it's gonna cost too much. But it's like, are you trying to get rid of the police corruption or are you not? And she's always like, oh yeah, I can't let down my babies or whatever the heck she's talking about. Okay, well, if you want these streets to get cleaned up, because some babies are gonna grow up to be men and they're going to fall victim to these daggone police that you got.
exactly. It's like it's
Stupid.
ridiculous.
I don't understand people's thinking.
Teddy Hive is saying a lot. She said they take the most money.
Mm-hmm.
Then she had this. It's way more. it's way more like them in Baltimore. So she's from. I'm gathering she's from Baltimore. So that's crazy. No, not okay.
Not.
Yeah, the Attorney General, was nominated. But with this whole episode, it's like since we've been watching it from the beginning, it's like
she is from Baltimore.
Okay. She lived over. Okay. So, what are your thoughts on What did she say about Suda? She was saying, "I hope not." Right? Yeah, she said once she don't think it was easy, was dirty either. Okay. So, I guess we getting ready to wrap it up. But to me, from episodes 1 through 5, it was like peeling back a layers of an onion. Each time we get to another episode, another layer come off, more people's getting exposed.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna gloss over.
Once they started showing Sean, that's when I'm starting to get worried.
I was gonna say we're not.
Go ahead. What'd you say?
No.
Sorry.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I know that he's a part of the investigation because I knew that from when I was first looking into the show. So I'm already waiting for all of that. But I just don't know if he was found guilty of anything. But I know that he was brought in. I mean, that's all I know. Sorry if that was a spoiler.
I know it's hard because it's like,
yeah, because it's like a true story, and a lot of people.
Yeah, he seems like he's gonna be brought in, but
as a key witness or something.
Is he gonna be brought in for being exposed? I
think he's gonna be a witness. That's what I don't know for sure, but I think he's gonna be a witness.
Yeah, if you watch the previews, it kind of shows a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, so Multi, you were doing a breakdown on each of these cops, and who have you done so far so we can let everybody check that out, the reel on your channel?
Wait a minute, what is Teddy Hop talking about?
No, don't. I'm not gonna show it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a major spoiler. Oh my gosh, no.
Oh.
You saw it? You read it?
I did read it. That's why I said, what is she talking about? Oh my gosh, man. Yeah. Oh, I'm pissed.
Yeah, I think when I was watching with Lamont's Wives, they spoiled it for me.
Yeah, they spoiled it. They spoiled it like last week when they mentioned it. And it wasn't me, y'all.
I'm pissed.
I know I'm notorious. She said, "My bad. I'm sorry."
It's all right. I'm freaking pissed.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm mad. I feel like I'm hurt. It's not even you, Teddy.
That's how I felt.
I'm hurt. I didn't. Oh my god.
Yeah, I didn't look, and I didn't tell you. I could have told you the other night when I was mentioning that thing. I was so mad.
I could have told you.
And he was trying not to tell when he was mentioning the thing, the real deal with the real people.
I feel like I want to cry for some reason. Like I'm hurt.
No, you going to.
When I found
out. Gosh.
It's so much I want to say too, Teddy. You got to come back next week because next week it seems like we're going to get a whole
damn. Oh, gosh.
I mean, it is in the news, so I mean,
yeah. But if you don't, a lot of people don't watch the same.
And I'm one of them.
She feel bad.
Yeah, I was kind of ignorant.
I'm one of them. I don't watch the news. I'm not into politics. Like it's too depressing for me. So yeah, I'm one of those. Oh my god.
All right, so Moda, what breakdowns have you did with which cops so far, and who are you on to next?
I got Sergeant Wayne Jenkins, Mamadou Gondo, Jamel Rayum. Wednesday, Sergeant Ellis will be up, and then Sergeant Herschel will be for next week to be the last one. And then, I'll have a little more coming because I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole with Marilyn Mosby after you guys told me about her. So if you guys don't know her, she's one of the district attorneys that were dealing with some of the cases that got thrown out. Right. She's very corrupt. So I got a 2022 update on her. We're going to try to get that trial date moved up. And I might be out in Baltimore going to sit in on this one because I think I'm sold on it. So
what you got going on your channel, pretty girl?
My review for this episode most likely be in the next couple of days. Still trying to conk out this Atlanta. Y'all just don't understand how hard it is to review an episode that you really feeling the way about.
Yeah, that episode was crazy.
What?
So it's like
The last
Atlanta?
episode, yeah.
so it's like I'm literally dragging my feet, unfortunately, for that. I'm still reviewing Atlanta Housewives, and P Valley's coming up, and yeah, just stay tuned, subscribe, like, comment.
Okay.
Like this
Everybody's
video, y'all.
link is in the description. If you want to, so you can check out everybody's channel. What are you doing next, Miss K?
The Wire tomorrow.
And I won't do any moochies tomorrow.
That's
We're doing
for sure.
season 2, episode 1.
Yeah.
I'm so bad, Miss K. I feel like Sinclair James. Woo, woo, woo. Like I want to rub your back because I know how you feel.
It's all right. Yeah,
All
that's what I'm
right.
doing. Keep that notification bell on, so you know when I just sometimes I'll be having surprises. But that's about it for right now. The Wire in Atlanta, you know that stuff that's coming. So
All right, so that is our show for tonight. Thanks for tuning in to Mika's Den, Kendall, Teddy Hive, Karen Jones, Savannah. Thank you all for coming through. Brillo, I appreciate all of you guys. And guess what? Brillo was my first super chat. So y'all have a good night. Thanks for coming out. I'm going to say it like Russell Simmons. Thanks for coming out. God bless. Good night.